one of my favorite musical humans, Reeve Carney.
Thank you, Susanna. Thank you.
Your performance was amazing.
Thanks so much.
You're welcome. So, what of Reeve do you bring to Orpheus?
That's a good question. I always try to bring as much of myself to every character I have the opportunity to play as I can. And then I think you learn things from those characters, and you can choose whether or not you want to take those with you afterwards, which is really fun and exciting and helps you, I think, grow. So I try to, I try to bring as much of myself as I can, I guess. I do, there are a lot of, I think there is a lot of Orpheus in me, which is why it's so exciting for me to play this part.
Well, I know that in your own music and lyrics, they're very romantic and poetic.
Thank you.
You're welcome. In your musical influences, what have you drawn upon to play this role?
Well, when I first heard the score, an A.S. Mitchell score, I was struck by the blues and jazz aspect. It really reminded me of New Orleans, which is one of my favorite cities in the world. It's not maybe it's certainly one of my favorite cities.
Mine too.
It's amazing, and I'd like to live there for at least a year at some point. But so that I grew up playing in blues clubs, and that's how I learned to play guitar. Aside from my education in jazz in school, but so yeah, that blues jazz aspect to this folk score, this folk opera. All of those styles are things that I grew up listening to and playing, so it's really quite comfortable for me to be a part of something like this.
In all of the roles that you played, I would say this is probably very different from them. Am I correct?
Yeah.
What have you drawn on for that?
For this role or for...
Yeah, for this role.
Well, I try to play... I'm excited to play as many different types of roles. I wouldn't want to necessarily play the same role again and again in different forms, but this version of Orpheus is so different from the version of Orpheus I played in London, which is really exciting for me. I think the main difference is that in London he had a bit more traditional macho energy, bravado, and all that stuff, and in this version he's sort of without guile, which is really exciting for me to play something from that perspective. It allows for a greater arc, I think, for the character.
Absolutely, because I think your character goes through the biggest arc of the whole show.
It's hard to. I don't even really know yet because we haven't actually done a full run through in the theater yet. But
Really?
I think we might tonight, or either tonight or tomorrow.
Now, had you seen the New York Theater Workshop version?
I hadn't. I was working in Toronto at the time, so I didn't get to see it. I heard it was amazing, and I would have liked to.
It's very different.
Yeah.
I mean, very
You
different.
saw it.
Yeah, I did.
And it was in the round, and I think that's one of the reasons.
Well,
Scenic
it wasn't
design
exactly in
took-
the round. It was all over you.
Oh, it was all over.
Yeah, it was the most interesting set I've ever seen. So when I saw it today, I was like, huh?
There was a tree, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right. I heard about that.
Yeah, the flowers knew as well. Like, I don't remember the flower
I think
at
they
all.
realized at some point that they wanted to make Hadestown a show that would live and thrive in a proscenium house. So that's why these changes are made, and sort of why we extended the stage a little bit into the audience, so it does have an aspect of that immersive quality.
No,
And
it's very interesting because I didn't know how they were going to do Hell. And
Yeah.
when Hell came, and I was like, oh,
it's like, yeah.
got it
And
now.
that's one of the reasons I think they wanted to do this, because you couldn't do that in the New York Theater Workshop in the same way.
No,
Like
they
the
crawled all over
Hadestown.
you.
Yeah.
Like when he was descending, he was descending.
Yeah.
In this production, what would you like audiences to take away from this?
I would like them to take whatever they want to take away from it, because I think like the greatest power art has is to help you feel, not make you feel. I don't think, but to help you feel, and to help you think, or maybe make you think, but help you feel. I think those are the things that I'd like to see people just open themselves up to, not thinking that they need to feel or think anything, but just be present while they're watching it.
Now, one of the things, the changes in this show is it's now political. How is your character political?
I don't, for me, I think that politics, how do I put it? The ways in which Hadestown may appear to some people to be a political show, I think it's so much greater than politics. To me, that's just the tip of the iceberg, because really it's a story, it's a love song. It's a love story, love song. And I think really you realize that all of the, I think a lot of the, you can bring down a lot of the problems that we've experienced for millennia in the origin of those problems start a lot of times with love or lack of love. I mean, that's really where it
Absolutely.
starts. So that's what I love about Hadestown, because I think, yeah, that things can all begin on, things all do begin at that level, and the relationship between love, fear, trust, and doubt, and all these things. I think that's the thing that's really. I'm excited to see audiences experience that here.
Has Zane seen it yet?
No, he didn't get to make it to London.
Oh, so he
Yeah,
hasn't seen it yet.
he hasn't seen
Is
it.
he waiting to opening night?
He might be busy on opening night, but I have a ticket for him if he can come. So if he can't, he'll come later.
Can't believe he hasn't seen you do this yet.
I know, and this is so different from the one in London, which is exciting.
Well, I'm excited to hear what Zane thinks
Me
and
too.
to see your performance.
Thanks.
You're welcome.